Hi, in this video we will discuss titanium views. Alright, so in the previous video I showed you how to create a window and an image and how to put them together. In this video we want to discuss an object called views. And views are like div tags for a web developer on a web page. So views are meant to divide the screen into multiple parts so that other objects can go inside of them. Let me show you an example. Let's go ahead and create a view. We'll call it view 1. And we do this by saying titanium user interface create view. Now we have a view, and we will go ahead and add this view to the window. Alright, we'll make the image temporarily invisible. When I go ahead and run this application, the view that is added is automatically centered and it is displayed 100% width and height of the window. So basically we don't see anything. It's just the same as the background of our window. So let's go ahead and add a different background color to the view. We'll say background color, and maybe let's make it green. Let's go ahead and run it now. This time we should be able to identify the view. There it is, a green view. But we can add additional properties to this view. We can say go ahead and start it not at the very top of the window, but let's start this view perhaps 300 or let's make it 200 pixels from the very top. Well, let's go ahead and see how this works. So now our view is not going to fill the entire screen, but 200 pixels from the top it's going to fill horizontally still the entire screen. So instead, let's go ahead and use another variable, left, and let's start this view at 200 pixels from the left. So we've defined so far for this view a color, background color, the top starting point, and the left starting point. So you can see there's a square right here that's invisible, 100 from the top and 100 from the left. Alright, now what happens if we now define also height? See, we can define height of 100 and perhaps width of 100 as well. Alright, so let's see how this code is going to execute. This time we provided the height, the width, the top, and the left. Okay, so we have a nice square which is 100 pixels and 100, so top and left, and then it in itself is 100 by 100 wide. So how can we center this square on the screen? Well, we can go ahead and remove the top and the left property, and now when we run it, titanium is going to automatically center the square on the screen. But the view itself can contain other views. So let's go ahead and create another view. We'll call it view 2. We're going to make it smaller. Let's make it half of the previous view. And now we will say view1.add view 2. See what we're doing? We're taking the big view, which is now a parent object, to view 2, which becomes a child object to the larger view. Right? So now we have we have two views which are both green, which means that we can distinguish between them. So let's go ahead and make them different colors. Okay, and so now the two views show, and notice that we have one square inside of another. So views are like containers, and these containers can be really ways of laying out the application on a window. Now, a view itself then can take an image. So let's look back at our KSNav UI image here, and what I will do is I'll take view 2 and add that image to it. That's the image that we worked on during our previous lab. So this image is now added to the view in the middle, which is why it shows right in the middle. The same view, of course, could be added, the same image could be added to the window. Let's go ahead and execute this code. We have the same image as previously, but instead of adding it to the view in the middle, I'm adding it to the window. Okay, and so what happened to the image here? Oh, I see. The image ended up being placed under the green box, let's see, if we were to perhaps specify for the image that it needs to be right at the top of the screen. So we say, okay, the top property needs to be 0, so start drawing an image at the top of the container. And so now we pulled the image from the middle of the screen way to the top of it. We could have said, hey, go ahead and put the image on the bottom, and by the way, make sure that it is on the left side of the screen. Go ahead and play that. And now we should see our image bottom left. Okay, so that's the idea of views. That views are containers we can go ahead and lay out our application, and the window itself, of course, is the single container for the screen. Alright, let me switch briefly to this code that I prepared earlier, and I'll walk you through what this code does. First of all, at the top we have some comments. The comments help us to see what the program is, what the class is, and who created the code. So we start with creating a window. I have a title for the window, and the title, by the way, will show in the Android simulator but not in the iOS simulator. The title will show once we create tabs, so later on this is going to be more useful. We have a yellow background for the window, and then we use the special property exit on close, which again is used with the Android phone so that the app actually closes when the window is closed. Okay, then we have a view, and this particular view has a height of 20 pixels, which is very thin, and the width is all across the screen, or we should say it's all across the parent container, and it stops or starts at the very top of the container. And by the way, this is going to be a red view, red container. Now next, the green one is going to start at 40 pixels. Finally, we have a view which is white, and you can see that when it comes to colors, we can use the HTML or the cascading styling sheet colors, or we can use just logical expressions. And this particular white view is going to have 100 pixels by 100, so it's going to be a square, and it's going to start at 100 and 100 on the screen, 100th pixel. Finally, we have a black view which is a square 40 by 40. All right, and we are adding all these views to the window. So let's go ahead let's go ahead and see how this particular app is going to look like. Okay, we're adding sequentially the views. So the red one, the first one, starts at top 0, left 0. The green one starts at top 60, so right here, top 60, and left 0, and the width is 100. Finally, we have the two squares, which the white view is going to start at a height of or a top 100, left 100. It's the same location where the black one starts, but of course the black one is 40 by 40. Okay, so this is an example of views and how we can divide our application, our screen, into multiple slots, multiple divs, so that we can go ahead and design our application. Well, thank you very much for listening.